one God.
My name is Anthony. I'm from Pasadena, California. And one God, for me, means we're all one family, and God is love. One God.
To participate in co-creating with God is to enact love. And so every time I think about the parentage that we share, that we are all made from love, and that we are all going toward love, that shared source and that shared destiny, then I'm reminded that we are one family and that we are all the children of a single God.
One God means there is one God who have created the universe, who created us as human beings. We are brothers and sisters. We need each other. One God.
Love God and love each other. And in order for that to work, we all have to agree, listen, there is a single source, and we are heading back that way. And that's why one God is so important to our concepts and our theology. When we get there, it's just a very small step towards one community, one family, children of God. So when you're asking what should we do to bring everybody into alignment, we have to just say we start with one God.
In Judaism, we say that God created one human, Adam, from whom all humans developed. He created one belief system that spread into thousands of belief systems, but the one God created them. And as one of my mentors says, to be religious is to be interreligious, because if you truly believe in God, you believe in a God who created all of us, and that God had the power to make us all the same and chose to make us different paths to the one God. One God.
Well, I'm Guy Perron. I'm from Montreal, Canada, Urantia, and I'm under one God. God lives within me. Well, what a great thing to know and to live and to feel and to practice each day.
God is infinite, without expression, beyond our comprehension as human beings. God pours love into this world and enlightens the hearts of people, because Scripture even says in the New Testament that God desires that all people should be saved and that we should come to the knowledge of truth, His truth. The problem in our world and our societies is we often want to define truth, even God, as we want. But we need to be enlightened and understand the truth of God and the love, the beauty, the expression, the harmony which God brings into the world. One God.
One God, for me, it's complicated. There's this whole family, this divine family that we can participate in, all the ascending sons and daughters from all the other planets too, the upright bipeds, the free will creatures. They're all aspects of the divine family participating in a spiritual reality. We're done.
Greetings, my name is Antoinette. They call me the Roots Daughter. I'm from Los Angeles. I believe in one God because I believe we are all God's children, brothers and sisters. I believe we may have many paths, but we're all going to the same place, journey to paradise. My hope and dream is that we can make the world a smaller place by sharing our ideas, our faiths, and our philosophies of how we're all related as one human family. One God. Bless.
One God has to be the supreme ideal of all mankind, and it gets expressed in many different ways, but the highest expression of all the religious traditions seem to encompass truth, beauty, and goodness. So when all those ideals are all there, and you step back and go, well, if all of the religions are seeing that supreme ideal, that supreme group of ideals, then they must all come from the same source. And so I believe they do all come from the same source. And that's the best way that we can understand deity here in the material level, is through the ideals of truth, beauty, and goodness. one God.
My name's Larry Maynard. I'm from Park City, Utah. And I feel like we should all unite because there is only one God. Many paths, but one God.
God is love. No matter what we say his name as, he's the one that connects us all, gives us life. He, she. Just God is love, and God is that spark within all of us that connects us all and makes us whole. One God.
The concept of one God, I think, is the basic truth of all science, and it's the basic truth of all religions. And the most important thing is the fatherhood of God and the brotherhood of man. And if we believe that God is the first source and center of everything, and God is the creator of all of us, then we are all brothers and sisters, and we should treat each other that way. We should all love each other as God loves us. One God.
My name's Tanner. I'm from Ogden, Utah, and I believe there is one God for everyone, one love. On the one, as George Clinton says, one God, one God.
I heard this speech by Haile Selassie. He said that since no one can interfere in the realm of God, we should tolerate and live side by side with those of other faiths. Now, when I heard these words, it resonated deeply with me, and I realized that I had to check myself before I wrecked myself, and realize that there are many faiths, but only one God. Do you hear me? There are many beliefs, but there is only one God. You hear me? There are many paths, but there is only one God. You feel me? There are many, many, many beliefs, but there is only one God. So as the words of Brother Bob Marley did say, one love, one heart, let's get together and feel all right. Or in the words of the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, one God, one aim, one destiny. You feel me, people? One God.
My name is Brad. I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah. I believe we are all one. I believe that we are all beautifully individuated aspects of one God. I believe that God is within me. I believe that God is within you. One God.
Well, what does it mean to me, one God? It means that the Spirit of God indwells me. Wow, what a gift to find God within. That's the best way I can feel it or live it. How can I do that?
I'm going to answer the question, what does one God mean to you? Who is that one God? And for me, it is the God that unites all of us. It is the God in nature. It is who we are in nature, because we are certainly that amazing part of nature, and we are all growing and blossoming and learning and having a wonderful time, especially with Pato's beautiful music. So what a privilege it is to be here and to express my view on the one God. Thank you so much. One God.
One God. Wow. Well, I have to say it takes me to a scientific level in the scientific mind on a molecular basis. We are all one. And from that experience, the people on this planet, all of the wonderful brothers and sisters that we have experiencing God, expressing Him through us as individuals, relating to one another, that is love. One God.
The concept of one God to me is ultimate teamwork. Teamwork. We all have to learn that here on earth, but the ultimate example of God with all the many different kinds of sons and daughters, the angels, they all work together in one providence. In one providence. So the love of God is everybody working together as one. One God.
My name is Simati, and I'm from Japan. Truth is one, path are many, one God.
Well, the idea of one God for me, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that we all truly come from one place, and not only do we come from one place, but we're going back to that place. We all get to try to understand what that is as individuals, but just knowing that when I look around in the world, knowing that we all are moving in the same direction, you know, in the direction of God, you know, the one God, I guess it just makes me feel secure. It makes me feel that the world is my family. So that's my idea of what one God is. One God.
One God. I belong to a spiritual tradition that believes that separation is an illusion and we are all one. And that means every one of us is a piece of the one God, because there is no place in the universe that God is not. We are all a piece of the divine, and God is the entire living universe. One God.
The concept of one God to me means that there is one God and endless paths to that one great source and center, the infinite and eternal energy, mind, and matter, who began everything that we see and hear and feel around us. One God means that everyone can find that discovery within themselves and by themselves and for themselves, and it is exactly the same for every other individual. They're all on their own paths, and one day we shall all meet in paradise. One God. Namaste.
I believe that all roads lead to God. Even atheists are headed that way, even if they don't know it. We can all get along, and my contribution to peace is to be more peaceful myself. And I do that by letting other people in traffic. One God.
If I recognize the God within me on a regular basis, if I start each of my day recognizing the presence of God within me, then I'm really open, receptive, ready and available to see God in everybody I will encounter. Wow, what a great way to live a life.
My name is Myra, and I am from Lake Tahoe. And the concept of one God is very easy to understand. We were all created by our universal Father. There is one God. And we, as mortal beings, have interpreted our experiences of God in different ways. And we have formulated religions and ideals and philosophies around this concept, but really, there is only one God. One God.
I don't believe that God can be packaged in any one box. Like, I don't think that I can just pick one religion and get all of the multifacetedness that is God. And so to me, one God really means, bringing together, the tribe, the universe, humans. I mean, people that all believe in something bigger and powerful and something wild within ourselves as a part of ourselves that we can all bring together when we unify, right? So that's what one God really means to me. So I'm really excited to have met the One God crew, and I'm really excited to see what's next.
One God means to me that I have a personal relationship with the Spirit inside of me and the Spirit in paradise. And every day I try to connect with that Spirit. And when I do that, that Spirit encourages me as one God to be of service, to be helpful in any way I can to those around me and to humanity in general. He is my Father. And I call him my Father because I never knew my biologic father. And so when I adopted God, the one God, as my Father, it completely changed my life and began to improve since then, and I have been growing ever since. So having that personal relationship with one God is just, it's just beyond words. And so it means everything to me, so God bless, one God.
My name is Mustafa Ndiaye from Senegal. I say that God means universal Father, the Father of all beings and the source of all that exists. One God.
there are many paths to God through many faiths and many religions, but the God is all the same. And it seems to me sometimes, I've come up with this metaphor, it's like every religion has its room in a high-rise building, and each has a window that looks out in one place. None of us have a complete picture of God, but all of us have some of it. There's truth in all of it, and all of them are valid paths to God. So it's a beautiful experience, and hopefully we become more one as we go along and progress in time and in growth, spiritual growth and beliefs, because it is time for balance in our culture, power with men and women sharing equally so that we can be, as God designed, a complete culture with all facets. And He loves each and every one of us unconditionally, unconditionally and forever. That is our one God. One God.
One God to me is a sort of spirituality thing. It's an internalized thing that we have as humans. We sort of reach out towards this spirituality. We try to find out where we come from and why we're here and what we're doing and the best way to live. And there are lots of ways that embodies itself, but really that, I think, is what the one God is. And whether that's some supernatural being that instilled this in us, or if it's just something that happens to be in the human psyche, is beyond my knowing. Personally, I go with the Trinitarian thing. There's one God. It manifests itself in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit equally. But I'm open to other ideas. I may not be right. I can't know. I don't know. I don't pretend to know. One God.
I think one God is this search for unity and for a unified spirituality. We see so much division. We're fed it through the media, and we hear it every day. But we really need to take pause and search for what this all means. And I think people are really starting to collaborate more and talk more. And they're realizing that we all have a lot more in common than we think. And that's what one God means to me. And yeah, it's been great to meet all of you guys and hear the music and to participate. So thank you. One God! Woo!
One God is a great idea. I think we all, no matter what we believe, need to love each other and get along. And one love, that's what life's all about.
And I agree with Heather completely. I think we should all love each other. Everyone's the same, no matter the color of your skin, the color of your eyes. We're all the same people. We should all love each other.
Peace, everybody, peace, no war.
One God.
It's very clear to me, for me anyway, it is one life, one source, one essence that is reverberating into and around all of creation. So that's mankind and everything that is unlike mankind. So it means to me that that one spark is located in every single entity, every single person, everywhere I look and breathe and see, it is one. And for that, that means that there's only love for us to deal with, to work with, to emanate from. So I love the fact of one God. Regardless of what name you give it, there's only one.
You know, there's so much happening in the life outside, so much external stimuli. We're constantly caught up in reacting to things, when in fact we can act. We can act from within. We just need to go within. We need to worship the one who has given life to everything, to us, the creator, the source of everything.
My definition of God, it's basically an all-encompassing energy that connects all of us. No matter if you're a small child, if you're old, if you're sick, if you're healthy. If you don't believe in God, it doesn't matter. We're still connected no matter what. Through that energy, through that love, through our devotion, to just being in the presence of each other and accepting one another, that to me is the concept of God. One God.
I think one God goes along with one family. I feel like it's clearly we all come from the same place, which means we have a common parent, if you will, and that by its definition means we're all brothers and sisters. So immediately I think one God, one wide world family of God. One God.
My God is love. It is the energy, the power that we as beings bring into this world and into the entire
universe. It doesn't matter what religion is, what faith, because it's all the same thing. We call it so many different names, and it really is one God. Whether you're an atheist or whether you're a Christian or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is that we come together and that we are one, that we love each other, that we have faith in humanity. That is my God. One God.
My name is Miguel. I am from planet Earth, and one God to me is that everything is God. One God.
When I think of one God, it cheers me up a lot, because I think one God would be the father, mother, or parent, you could say, of all humanity. And if that is true, we are all spiritual brothers and sisters.
My idea of one God is that I've studied Buddhism for many years, and I absolutely believe, and it is scientifically true, that we are all interconnected. Many years ago I was in South Africa going to Botswana, and I saw a sign that said, this is where the origin of human beings, this is where we all came from. We all literally came from the same place. And being a student of world religions, I know in Hinduism we always talk about the divine within, or in Christianity the Christ within, that we are one people on this earth and one God.
One. I'm Judy Langston from Tallahassee, Florida, and my idea of one God is that's all there is one God. We all have, there are many paths, all lead into the same thing, and it's our recognition of that that will help us remember our humanity and our oneness. We've forgotten that we've all come from one source. So that's why there's a disconnection now. And it's sad, but coming together at places like this is really helping me, you know, get the tools to empower others to remember that one God, because I'm with you, Pato. There's only one God, and there are many paths. And that's it. One God.
One God means to me unity, unity of belief and unity of action, and what that represents itself as is combined, unified spiritual action for everybody. One God.
My name is Rachel Perkins, and I'm from Janesville, Wisconsin, and to me, one God is a way that all religions can come together in peace and harmony and justice, and it's a way that people can connect to each other on a higher level, a higher spiritual level. So even though your religious beliefs may be a bit different, your God is still everyone's God. One God.
What does one God mean to me? That means my Father. I'm a spiritual son of God, and we're all spiritual brothers and sisters. And God is in everything and everywhere. God is in here and within me and within you. He loves all of us unconditionally, how we should love each of our brothers and sisters. I love God and He loves us. One God.
One God to me means there's only one creator. There is the same personality, the supreme personality that we refer to with different names. Someone called him Allah, someone called him Father, someone called him Yahweh, someone called Krishna, someone Ram, and there are many, many, many names, which is fair to his personality because his personality is infinite. So there is no limit to his personality. There has to be these many names, and it's the same personality, but we forget that. We as humans, we have created boundaries and we fight over the name, not about the person, that supreme personality, that God. There is only one God.
Wow, what a gift to find God within. And when we have found God within, when we really have found Him in our heart, in all our being and all our personality, the only thing left is to bring it to the others. One God.